How do you ruin music with mastering? Well, a lot of people I see will use one thing like ozone, and although isotope stuff is top notch, I haven't got enough love for RX. It's brilliant. They're software for cleaning things up and resampling. That all sounds amazing. Ozone is brilliant. But the problem that I do have with it is that basically no pros use ozone. And the main reason for that is that no one uses an all-in-one solution, because what you tend to do, which is something I say a lot on the channel, is use everything that it does. So you'll be using the maximizer to its full extent, you'll be using some stereo width stuff, you'll be using some MSEQ, you'll be using a compressor, a multiband compressor, really tight EQ settings, just weird stuff that you don't need to do, and it's over the top and there's absolutely no point for it. Now, even if you use their mastering assistant on there, people have sent me screenshots telling me when they want a tweak done, this is how Ozone did it, can you mirror that? Which is firstly weird, because why would I copy a bit of software? But I'd use my ears and I would use tweaks. But it usually does like really sharp cuts and some weird stuff that naturally I wouldn't do, but the software thinks that's right, and it isn't to the ear. So I wouldn't ever pay any attention to that. I wouldn't want to learn from that anyway. I don't think that's the right way to learn how to master. But the main problem is that people will then smash their tracks through it, use everything on it, have some weird stereo stuff going on, have it really loud, mega compressed, and really bright and thin. So they basically take Ozone, which is, like I say, is essentially a great piece of kit used in the right hands, used gently, just used for different things. You might like the sound of the maximizer thing in there, the limiter. You might like, oh, that was a bit on the gay side. You might like the limiter, you might like the sound of the EQ, and that's fine. Use them in, as you need to use them, but using them all smashed together, still laughing at the gay thing, but using them all smashed together is basically a recipe for disaster. It's like saying, well, I've got the equipment in the kitchen, I'm just going to use everything on everything, and it's just using the right things in the right places and knowing when to use them. And it's fine to have one tool that does it all, but just using certain elements because the track needs it. Because when you're listening to it, you think, okay, it needs to be louder, I'll use the maximizer, but I'll use it gently, or I'll use it just so that it's just doing a little bit, because I'm going to gain stage through the other bits of equipment that are in there. So, I personally prefer, I'd use different plugins. I'd rather gain stage through different sounding plugins so that it's not all got that one sound. When you're using something like Ozone, it's just going to have a sound, the sound of Ozone, which, as I say, isn't a bad sound, but it just means you're not getting any flavors and any textures from other sounds. So you're very limited to what that's going to produce for you. And then again, that's not going to give you a good master, because a lot of mastering is to do with flavors, it's to do with adding textures and just making the veneer nicer of the sound, rather than just having one thing that you just slam it through and hope for the best. So I think you kind of get the thread of what I'm saying. One way to ruin your mastering is just to use one all-in box and smash the hell out of it and use everything without even thinking, and just think it. There's a lot of times where you can put a stereo width on something and think, oh, it's amazing, it sounds great. It's like where every time you get a new plugin and you put it on everything, and you just think, oh, it really spreads the stereo and it sounds brilliant. But the more you get used to that sound and listening to other tracks, you think, actually, it's really thinned it and just sounds a little bit weird and a little bit out of phase. So it's not good. So don't do that, basically. Don't use the stereo width. That's another video. But don't smash it through one thing. Same goes with like Brainworks stuff like that. Just try and use a few different bits of equipment and use them minimally as much as you can get away with, and just do what you need to do to make the track sound better, not put everything on. Okay, thanks for watching. I think I've gone on enough. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.